The snow is alive. Whatever you build in heaven out of snow comes to life.
Yeah, you did hear that correctly. The snow in heaven is alive. And you might be asking yourself if that reminds you of something. But the real question in this video is, how gullible do you have to be to believe the words of Cat Kerr?
Those of you who don't know, the Lord's been taking her to heaven for several years and showing her things and bringing her back and allowing her to share with us. So let's just welcome Cat Kerr.
So Cat Kerr has been going to heaven and back for the best part of the last 20 years. And according to her website at least, she's very, very kindly given God her permission for this to happen. And that is very, very kind of her, and I do hope God appreciates that. Now, what Cat Kerr does is she returns from heaven, and then she seems to make money by telling people all about her experiences up there. For example, the time she told people that in heaven, the trees would simply uproot themselves and come and have a cup of tea with you in your living room.
Say, Jesus was not poor. He became poor when he left heaven. Because heaven is certainly not poor. There's nothing poor up there. Nothing. Splendor and wonder and beauty. The walls sing. Literally, they sing. They leave, go on tours, come back, they sing hello to them. The trees uproot themselves and they come and sit in your house and be your friend for a while.
That is the most magnificent bullshit, isn't it? It's truly, I mean, fair play to her having the stones to stand up on stage and say that to people. But it gets better. Did you know that in heaven you can learn how to fly? And not only can you learn how to fly, but the person who's going to teach you is Superman himself.
There is a place, however, where you literally learn to fly. And it's in this amazing amusement park. They have one of the amusements, it's called Flyby. You learn to fly like Superman. And one of the really exciting things I found out is who teaches you. It would be Christopher Reeves.
Of course it would. But don't mock it, because under that very same video, Stephanie Crown posts this comment to remind us all that everything Cat Kerr is saying is spot on biblical. And you know what? She's not wrong. I've checked my Bible and it absolutely is in there. It's just before this bit.
It says in the scripture, we'll smash it. We'll smash these Satanist cults down the hole to hell.
And if your version of the Bible doesn't have any of those quotes, it's because you've got the wrong one. We're obviously talking about the Quentin Tarantino limited edition version. Anyway, Cat Kerr, there is absolutely no end to the bullshit she will spew. Here she is talking about what happens to young children who find their way to heaven.
Kids get to heaven, they go on field trips. One of the places they go to, they learn art, is at the art barn. And I was amazed at this. The teachers who teach them art are rabbits.
What?
They go on hay rides.
Wow.
And the cows drive the tractors.
Oh my God.
I've got to say this, okay? But what on earth is this woman doing here? And it's not the first time this woman has just sat there and swallowed this nonsense like a shit sandwich. Here she is, listening to Cat Kerr, pretending to be God himself, while God is showing his support for the President of the United States.
And I sit as the high judge. No one can impeach me. And no one will be able to impeach Trump. I have appointed him, anointed him. He is my president for America and will be so until I am finished with his assignment. Anyone who tries to take his life will lose their life. For he has our protection. He has said yes to everything I have asked for. From the time he was sent from heaven, that was his assignment. And you may not like him. Not only do we love him for the honor he has given to the country that we love, but he makes us laugh.
So that's what God sounds like. You know, I always imagined he'd be Scottish. I don't know why. But I know that that really was God, because here is Cat Kerr in 2019, I believe it was, telling everybody that God had told her who was going to win the presidential election and who will be president for the next 4 years. And of course, she got it absolutely correct.
I'm just telling you, this is a time to celebrate, and God has never stopped saying that. And I will not stop saying it either. And you will see it happen that Trump is president now, not in 2024. People, get that out of your head. You think God needs some help. God's not changing his timeline. Trump will be president for the next 4 years in the White House.
Now, God obviously changed his mind on that, and I don't suppose really we should ask him why. There are far more important questions that we should be asking, such as what happens to our pets?
This is Cat Kerr, and I'm the author of Revealing Heaven. And today I'm going to give you a revelation report that is so important. So many people want to know the answer to this question. Will your pets be in heaven?
Now, my answer to that question would have been, obviously, it depends how high you can throw them. But Cat Kerr seems to think that all pets are going to end up in heaven, and they're going to get the VIP treatment, such as the goldfish who passed and had a water slide built for him.
God allows your pets to be there. He even showed me a little boy's goldfish, and now he's prepared that little boy's mansion and made a waterway aquarium that goes through the whole mansion so that fish can swim everywhere and even visit with his little master when he comes home one day. And even has built this amazing water slide and a pool in this little boy's mansion just for that goldfish.
Although I do have to question, why would you go to all the trouble of building an aquarium for a goldfish to live in your mansion in heaven, when goldfish in heaven don't actually need water to survive? Apparently they can just breathe in air.
And this is the fun part about heaven. Fish don't have to be in the water to breathe, just so you know that, okay?
It might seem odd that she says two things like that seem to contradict themselves, but please rest assured, in no way, shape or form is she making any of this up. And that also goes for the next tale about her dog who went to heaven, and she got the VIP service when all the angels decided to dress up like postmen so she could chase the letters.
God took her on home to heaven. Actually, my guardian angel took her home to heaven. That's how your pet gets there. And then a couple hours later, I was just doing normal things around the home, and God opened the ceiling of my home, and he let me see my dog, who looked beautiful and young again. She was running down the streets of gold, and she had 2 letters in her mouth. Now, I can tell you, heaven does not have a mail system, okay? You're not going to wait for mail to come from heaven. But she was running with these letters in her mouth, and I thought, that is the strangest thing. And then God let me see what was in front of her, and it was an angel wearing a postman's outfit.
And what more evidence do we need than this pink-haired lady telling us that God took the roof off her house and allowed her to see the angels dressed as postmen? I, for one, am totally convinced. But anyway, it doesn't require faith, because Cat Kerr is here to show us a photograph of the portal to heaven where the pets pass. And you can actually see the pets in the sky. Here's a little introduction.
He counted, I think, 14 or 15 pets in this whole portal that God opened. He opened it so I could get a picture. So I'm going to show it to you. Hopefully you can see at least the poodle with the fish on his head, and you can see the cat. Now this one's not framed, but I really want you to see it. So let's see how well you can see this picture. Do you see the poodle with the fish on his head?
Oh yeah, I see his nose right there and his eyes. Totally.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I can't see it. It seems... yeah, it looks a little bit more to me like an elephant's jizzed in a pond.
This is the poodle.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And
So I was looking at one above. Wow.
That's a Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I see it now. And if you really squint and look hard enough, I think you can just make out in that picture some men in white coats who are on the way. That's what I see anyway. Right. What is the biggest question that we should be asking?
Have you seen Elvis Presley there?
Now, if you're beginning to get a sense of what Cat Kerr is all about, you know there is no way on earth the answer to this question is going to be no. So let's get to the inevitable conclusion and hear about Elvis Presley playing guitar for Jesus.
And so I was with Jesus, and I was with the Holy Spirit at this time, and he moved the door open. There was also an angel with me. I guess they think I might get lost in heaven. That's just a joke. You can't get lost. But they moved this door open because I could hear the music, and it was Elvis playing. and he was playing to Jesus Christ.
Wow. Now, I just want to say at this point that Cat Kerr did actually take me to heaven with her as well. And I feel a little bit awkward saying this. We bumped into, you know, the big G and J, and we were having a little bit of a chat. And they said, we have to come down with the message of subscribe to Culture Cats. I mean, I know I wouldn't normally like ask that kind of thing, but, you know, it's come straight from above. So I guess we've all got no choice. Anyway, what is the best joke you have ever heard?
Cat, someone wants to know, will there be a new heaven and a new earth?
Yes.
It gets me every time, that gag, doesn't it? It's brilliant. Should be in a Christmas cracker, which is a great segue for where we're going for the final part of this video. And it might seem as if it starts off lighthearted, but for me, it gets just a little sinister.
We have a brand new product that we're putting out for Christmas. Probably after this winter season, it may not be available, but we just want you to know we have taken one of the most precious places in heaven, and we have put it on canvas so that you can get it for your kids, for your family members, or for yourself.
So Cat Kerr, as she just said there, has taken one of the most precious places in heaven and she's printed it on canvas so we can all get a glimpse of what this place looks like. Now, the curious thing is, this is that image. That's right, this is actually a real scene from heaven. And can you guess what it's called?
Christmas Town. Yes, it really does exist. It's really celebrating the birth of Christ. If you'll see this scene on here, this is an actual scene I saw when I was caught up to this wonderful place in heaven. This is a real little girl that lives there. This is her snowman that she made in the snow.
Now, I know that looks all very funny, and obviously it is absolutely hilarious, but the sinister side for me is she's telling us all that this person here is a genuine little girl who obviously didn't make it beyond being a little girl. I'll let her fill you in with the details.
That little girl, her name is Promise. Yes, she passed away when she was just a little baby. I don't think she even made it through the whole pregnancy for the person, but her name is Precious. She has an iguana named Iggy that is hanging on for dear life on the sled going down one of the hills in Christmastown. And, you know, he's got a little cap on too, but his name is Iggy. Her name is Precious. And the snowman, she had just finished building it, was alive, enjoying the sleigh ride. So there's much more in Christmastown than you ever could imagine.
So that is Christmastown. And you know what? You know what I think God would want more than anything else when little girls don't make it past being little girls? I think what God would want more than anything else is for a picture of that child to be placed on an insulated coffee mug that you could buy from Cat Kerr's website. I really genuinely believe that is exactly what God would have wanted. But let's just skip past that dark side of it and continue to ask some really dumb questions.
How do I get there? And then can I
you
just
mean
drop
if you lived in heaven? If you lived in heaven?
Yeah, if I lived in heaven and I wanted to make something and give it as a gift in Christmastown, so I made it, do I just think about going there and I'm there?
Hopefully that puts to bed the age-old argument of, is there really such a thing as a dumb question? Obviously, yes. Now, there's also an equally dumb answer. It seems that if you're in heaven and you want to get to Christmastown, you have to use something that sounds specifically or strangely like the transporter mechanisms in Star Trek.
You can step into these different kiosks they have all over heaven. Beams of light are shooting out of these. You would step into that light and you would say Christmastown, and it would shoot you to wherever Christmastown is. You step out another one of those kiosks and you would be there.
Wow, that's amazing. And
Can he take it, Captain, anymore? She's talking too much bollocks for me. That is it. That is it. I am done here. This is about 0.5% of the Cat Kerr content I could find online. I'd never heard about her before, but apparently she's quite well known. If this video does well, I'll do some more content on her. We'll see. But for now, as I always say, sometimes always say, if you've learned anything from this video, I can't begin to imagine how stupid you were when the video began. Please watch yourself out there. Keep away from any sharp objects and cover your plug sockets. For those people who've learned nothing but made it this far, congratulations. And I'll see you next week.